Hi guys, thank you for stopping by to share with Julie today. I hope you're having a fantabulous day today, guys. In this video, I wanted to touch on smoking a little bit because I've been asked more than one time, is it okay to smoke while you're cleansing? And my answer to that is no. It's not okay to smoke anytime at all, and especially if you're smoking cigarettes, tobacco. Oh my, stay away from smoking. There's so many negatives so many health issues that can manifest themselves as a result of smoking, and I just want to touch on some of these briefly just to highlight the fact that smoking is definitely not something that you want to do, whether you are cleansing or not. The first thing is that we know that smoking can badly affect the lungs. In fact, a large percentage of the lung cancer death, as much as 84% in some instances, is caused from smoking. COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, is linked to smoking. So that in and of itself, it impairs the lungs, it damages the lungs. That is the first thing one want to consider. The heart, it not only damages the lungs, but it damages the heart also, because it affects blood circulation, because it thickens the blood and increases the risk of developing some coronary condition, stroke, heart attack. It damages the arteries that supplies the blood to your brain. So that is something else you want to consider where it concerns smoking. The stomach. People who smoke also have a higher percent. Let me say that again. For smokers, there is a higher percentages of stomach cancers. So you can develop stomach cancer as a result of smoking because it weakens the muscles that controls the esophagus, leading to all different type of issues, reflux and all kind of gastric conditions. It can lead to peptic or gastric ulcers. It increases the risk of developing kidney cancer. So that is something else you also may want to consider. Another thing is that it also affects the throat. It affects the mouth also. And more than 93%, it is reported that more than 93% of the throat cancers are caused from smoking. That is a high percentage. So we know that it can definitely damage the esophagus. It is said to increase the risk of developing throat cancer, cancer of the tongue and lip. That's also something to consider. In addition to that, people who smoke tend to have bad breath. You would rarely find a smoker who does not have bad breath, unless they, of course, practice very, very good hygiene. But even so, you find that some people, their teeth, especially with the nicotine, and so the teeth are stained. It increases the chance of having gum disease because of the lack of oxygen going to the body. It also increases the chance of developing wrinkles, because remember, we are supposed to be breathing in fresh air, via the lungs, into the body. But instead of doing that, especially people who smoke a lot, that is what they're bringing into the body, not fresh air, but many cases nicotine, carbon monoxide. This is what they're bringing into the body, and it decreases the oxygen level to the body in general, and also to the skin. You find that people who smoke, in many instances, they look older than they generally would. It also affects fertility. Smoking can affect fertility. It can cause impotence in males, and also it can reduce the risk of a woman getting pregnant. So that is something else to consider where it concerns smoking. And of course, generally, anything that negatively affects the circulation of oxygen to the body is something that you have to think twice about subjecting yourself to, because that's what it does. It reduces the amount of oxygen that is available to the body, because especially people who smoke a lot, they're constantly bringing this into the body instead of fresh air, which is what is supposed to be filtered by the lungs. And so that creates a negative effect, because it makes the blood thicker, and therefore it increases the chances of having a blood clot, increases the blood pressure, and it causes the arteries to narrow. So these are some things that we want to think about. And there are some suggestions also that it does have a negative impact on the bone and lead to brittle bones. And especially women who smoke have to be really careful, because women in general have a higher percentage of osteoporosis than men. So women who smoke, if you're a female and you smoke, the chances of developing osteoporosis is even higher if you smoke. So these are just some reason to think about not smoking. And I know some people will say, then, okay, is it okay to smoke natural substances such as marijuana? Because we know, of course, the dangers of smoking nicotine products, and also, of course, tobacco in general, and the cigarettes. But smoking, I would say, even though for those that I have mentioned, they have added things to them that make them even more dangerous, any form of smoking at all is not beneficial to the body. If you want to get the benefits of the herb, such as the marijuana, you can get the benefits of marijuana using it other ways, such as in teas, tinctures, salves. There are other ways that you can get the benefits of the herb. And so I do not recommend smoking, and especially when you're cleansing, it is a no-no. So that is my take on smoking. There are too many negatives associated with smoking. As I noted, it can affect your lungs negatively, the heart, the throat, the stomach, the mouth, the circulation, level of oxygen in the body, can lead to brain aneurysm. In fact, they say smoking increases the chance of developing a stroke by 50%. So it is a definite no, guys. That's my take on it. And I know some people are addicted to smoking, and it's not easy for them to stop. I don't think there's any addiction that is probably, unless it's probably buying shoes, or that you can break quite easily. So if you do have a smoking addiction, then you probably want to look at how you can go about getting over that or getting through that, so that you no longer smoke. Some people can go cold turkey. My bestie actually went cold turkey on smoking, and some people are able to do that and not look back. Some people, they have to go in stages. And actually there are some herbs that can help with addiction, but I'll probably deal with that in another video. But anyway, guys, definite, it's a no for me with smoking. I don't recommend smoking at any time, regardless of what the substance is or for anything. So that's my take on that, guys. I hope you found this useful. Subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos. Don't forget, be the change you'd like to see in this world. Have a fantabulous day today. Ta-ta!